Initiating simulation 074. Since the absolute dawn of human civilization, we have stared up into the infinite, majestic expanse of the night sky, completely convinced that the universe was an endless, open ocean waiting to be explored. We were entirely, tragically mistaken. We are not explorers. We are an exhibit. T-0. The Voyager 1 space probe is the farthest and fastest human-made object in history, traveling through the dark void at over 38,000 miles per hour. For nearly half a century, it has sailed smoothly through the vacuum, carrying our golden record, our history, and our desperate greetings into the deep cosmos. But as it finally reaches the absolute outer boundary of the Oort cloud, attempting to cross into true interstellar space, the unthinkable happens. Voyager 1 does not slowly lose power or drift into the abyss. It violently, catastrophically crashes. It impacts a perfectly solid, invisible and completely stationary physical barrier. Billions of miles away on Earth, the astrophysicists monitoring the deep space network are thrown into absolute paralyzing panic. The incoming telemetry data makes no logical or physical sense. An object traveling at hypervelocity in a frictionless vacuum cannot simply drop to 0 miles per hour instantly without hitting a solid object. Desperate to understand the impossible physics glitch, global space agencies unite to launch a highly advanced, heavily shielded secondary probe, equipped with extreme high-resolution cameras and radar. It takes years for the new probe to cross the dark expanse, finally arriving at the exact graveyard coordinates of Voyager 1. The high-definition visual feed is broadcast live to every government on Earth, and it shatters human reality forever. The spotlight does not shine into an infinite void. It reflects off a massive, perfectly smooth, insurmountable wall of dark, translucent, hyper-advanced geometric material. We have hit the absolute edge of the cage. This is the horrifying confirmation of the zoo hypothesis. We are not a burgeoning, star-faring civilization. We are a perfectly contained, entirely quarantined biological exhibit. The entire solar system is encased in an unfathomably large, synthetic alien Dyson sphere designed exclusively to keep us locked inside. The psychological devastation is instantaneous and absolute. Global society collapses into a frenzied, nihilistic panic. Every major human religion, every philosophical doctrine, and every scientific ambition is completely invalidated overnight. The human race is afflicted with a terminal, planetary case of inescapable, suffocating claustrophobia. But the ultimate mind-shattering terror isn't just the existence of the cage itself. It is the sudden, horrifying realization of what lies immediately beyond the glass. The high-resolution cameras detect massive, impossible shadowed movements on the outside of the barrier. The stars are being actively eclipsed. We finally realize that the beautiful, twinkling stars we have wished upon for thousands of years are nothing but a high-definition projection, painted on the inside of our cage to keep us docile. The true universe outside the wall is entirely populated by entities so ancient and massive that we are nothing but microscopic insects to them. Driven by absolute, blinding, existential terror, humanity decides to act. In a desperate, unified attempt to break out of the quarantine, Earth's combined military forces launch our most powerful, hyper-yield thermonuclear warheads, firing them directly across the solar system to shatter the glass. The nuclear fire impacts the barrier with the force of a dying star. But as the terrifyingly silent explosion clears, the devastating truth is revealed. The hyper-advanced, synthetic alien material is completely, entirely unharmed. We cannot scratch the glass. but we did successfully knock on it. The aggressive nuclear strike triggers an automated, horrifying response from the terrarium. The observers on the outside do not retaliate with weapons. They do not send ships to invade us. They simply decide that the exhibit has become entirely too aggressive to remain on public display. The brilliant, comforting projection of the night sky, the fake Milky Way, the nebulas, and the infinite stars violently glitches. The high-definition screen that has surrounded our solar system for 4 billion years begins to systematically, coldly power down. Section by massive section, the universe is turned off. Looking up from the surface of Earth, the sky is reduced to an absolute, terrifying, pitch-black void. We are plunged into complete and utter sensory deprivation. The cage is no longer a simulation of a free universe. It is a dark, suffocating box. We are completely, permanently isolated in the dark. We finally understand our true place in the cosmic hierarchy. We are not the majestic, chosen apex predators of the universe. We are just a tiny, failed biological experiment, and the scientists have simply decided to throw a heavy tarp over our cage. We are locked inside forever. But the absolute worst part of the dark? You can no longer see them, but you know with absolute certainty that they are still out there, pressing their faces against the glass, quietly watching us die. Simulation result. Do not knock on the glass. You will never, ever like what answers you. Simulation concluding. Subscribe to the log to survive the next one.